Hi, my name is Sarah Saldana, and today's date is January 16th, 2018. And in this video, as you can see, I am currently preparing dilutions in order to observe the degree of exponential growth in the culture S. cerevisiae. So, the first thing I did was I mixed up the yeast in warm water solution. I let it sit for about 10 minutes to froth. I added 2.25 milliliters of distilled water here in these tubes, these 6 tubes, which I have labeled 10-1 up until 10-6. Now these tubes also have corresponding agar dishes here, so I have 10-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after I let the S. cerevisiae solution sit, I added 0.25 milliliters using my pipette into the first test tube, 10-1. Now, after making sure that all of that solution and all the organisms were able to go into this original amount of distilled water, I then transferred 0.25 milliliters of 10-1 solution into 10-2. And I went ahead and I proceeded to do this with each tube, so 0.25 milliliters of 10-2, then went into 10-3, 10-3, went into 4, 5, and then 6. So now that I'm done, I can have my pipette actually rinsing off in this distilled water cup that I have over here. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out because the next step is actually inoculating the plates. So I'll be putting 0.125 milliliters, which is also equivalent to 4 drops of the tube solution, into the corresponding agar plates. So here I have the agar plate 10-1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get enough of this solution. So like I said, it's about 4 drops. So I'm going to go ahead and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm just going to go ahead and swirl the plate a little bit so I make sure it kind of gets all over the surface, the agar here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and proceed to do this now that I got all of that solution out. I'm actually going to rinse it out just a bit. Now I'll be doing about 4 drops of 10-2 into the second agar plate. So like I said, that way later on I can tell which ones correspond with what. We'll get rid of all that solution. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Now this is part 1. After this, what I'll be doing is I'll be incubating these agar plates for 12 hours. And in 12 hours afterwards, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be inverting the dish, so upside down. And then I'm going to leave it sitting for another 36 hours. And after those 36 hours, these are all kind of coming apart. After that 36 hours, I'll then be able to check the presence of the S. cerevisiae colonies in each of these agar plates. I'll be able to tell the difference though, since some of these are diluted, the presence of more colonies than others in each plate. There we go, I've got 2 more to go. Here's 10-5, we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4. Go ahead and swirl that around. Alright, and then for our last one, 10-6, which has the least amount of the original culture from 10-1. And again, swirl that around. And the point of this lab is to be able to see the difference, the exponential growth, in the ones that are less diluted and the ones that are more. And there we go. Hi, my name is Sarah Saldana, and today's date is January 20th, and this is the second part of the bacterial enumeration and dilutions. So originally I started January 16th. I was supposed to wait 48 hours to witness the diluted growth on 6 different agar plates. However, after the original 48 hours, I wasn't able to see much of anything, so I waited another 48 hours just to play it safe, and I'm glad I did, because now I can definitely see a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by showing the first agar plate. So this is 10-1. So this should be the least diluted plate. It's like more of like a thick, filmy substance all over. Can't really count individual microorganisms here. So I'll go ahead and show 10-2. It's got that same part covering the majority of it, but here at the bottom we can go ahead and see those different organisms I can count. So those would probably be the colonies that I could start counting. Here's 10-3. This starts to look a little more spory, probably somewhere in between counting the number of colonies and too numerous to count, in between these like little small guys over here. But here's 10-4. These I can definitely count. It doesn't have that same thick filmy substance the other ones did, at least covering the majority of it. And now here's 10-5. For some reason 10-5 looks like it has more than 10-4 if you look here on the sides of the agar plate. Maybe that could be because I didn't do the proper amount of liquid in this plate as I should have, so it appears like there's a couple more colonies than in 10-4. And then finally we come to 10-6 here. 10-6, again, we get that thick film covering the majority of the agar plate, but definitely fewer colonies up here that are definitely considered countable, not too numerous to count. So this should be the most diluted plate. So again, I'm glad I waited a little bit longer in order to be able to see the differences in the colonies in the 6 diluted agar plates. So that's the end of the lab.